Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jeb Smith, Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage here in Huntington Beach, California. And today we're back talking about the number one thing you can do as a seller to net the most amount of money from your home in the quickest amount of time. The topic came up because we were discussing first-time home buyer seminars and so on and so forth, and came to the conclusion that there's really not any classes being taught for people that are looking to sell their houses, right? There's a lot of education to get you into a house, to educate you on what you should do throughout that process. But once you own a home, there's very little out there to tell you what to do when you go to sell it. So today I want to talk about, that exactly, like what should you do as a seller to put yourself in the best position when selling your home. Now keep in mind, there's a lot that goes into this and there's a lot of different strategies to take. Your home should have great curb appeal, and ideally it's been nicely remodeled, and it's priced correctly from the start and staged and all that good stuff, right? So that's ideal, but that's not where you should start. Where you should start is hiring a professional real estate agent, interviewing professional real estate agents to start, but hire one, right? So as I mentioned in videos before, it's really easy in the state of California to get a real estate license. All you do is take classes, you take a test, and it can take some time to do that. I don't want to make it sound too simplistic because there is some things that you have to do, but there's not a lot. Once you have your license, there's very little education in order to keep your license. Every 4 years you have to do continuing education, and it's kind of an open book thing. So there's no real experience required in order to have a real estate license. So anybody can do it. And that's why I'm talking about hiring a professional, right? A professional is someone that has experience, that does education that they don't need to do, and is constantly striving to be better in the business, whether it's through additional classes that they're taking, or going to seminars, or networking, or what have you. That's what a professional does in the business, right? The people that sell 1 to 2 homes a year, or they have a full-time job and they're selling property on the side, no disrespect to those people, but those aren't the professionals in the industry, right? The professionals are the people doing this full-time, day in and day out. And that's where you should start with when selling your home, right? Those are the people that you should be interviewing, because interviewing those people, whether it's me or someone else, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about your goals. We're going to talk about what's important to you as a seller, so that we can help you achieve those, right? I've never met a seller that's told me, I just want to sell tomorrow. I don't care what price I get, right? Normally the conversation goes, I want to sell for the quickest amount of money, and this is my timeline in order to do that. And so once you have that strategy, a professional like myself, we're going to implement different things: marketing, networking, that sort of thing, in order to put your property in the best position to sell in the quickest amount of time. In addition to that, we're going to talk about it being priced right. We're going to talk about that curb appeal that I mentioned. We're going to talk about whether it needs to be staged. We're going to talk about all of these different pieces, but the average agent out there isn't going to discuss those with you. The average agent out there is just happy to get a listing. Those are the agents that will not negotiate with you as the seller when having that initial conversation. They'll just accept the listing at whatever you, the seller, wants to do in order to get that property. In my experience, a lot of sellers out there want to negotiate commission, which is completely understandable. But understand that commission is a big driving force for the buyer's agents to bring in buyers to that property. So a lot of times paying more commission will actually help you net your number in a quicker amount of time and for more money than offering a lower commission, because what happens is buyers agents see that commission, right? They're incentivized to take buyers to certain listings because of commission. Whether that's right or wrong, that's reality. And so by cutting that commission to a lesser amount, you're taking a pool of potential buyer's agents not willing to show your property. And the same thing goes for agents that take listings at reduced commissions. That's okay, but keep in mind, the more that agent reduces his commission in theory and in reality, the less marketing they can do, the less things they can do to actually get your property in front of the right eyes, right? So, you need exposure on your property. Exposure drives demand, demand drives price. That's the idea, right? So the more exposure I put towards your property, the more demand that's going to create there, and with that demand drives the price. So this all goes back to hiring a professional to start, to have those conversations. And sometimes they're tough conversations, but they're necessary conversations in order to, help you achieve your goals, right? And trust me, there's nothing worse than having a property that's priced right, that sits on the market, that doesn't sell when you've done all the necessary things that are required. That's another reason you need a professional on your side, someone that can talk to you, that walk you through that isn't scared to have that communication and to help you ultimately achieve your goal. Because sometimes the goal doesn't happen according to a timeline. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to achieve that goal. So working with a professional, they will communicate and do those things and have those conversations necessary in order to make you feel at ease. And if it doesn't make you feel at ease, at least it's helping you understand the process and what is going on, right? So I'm back to the start. The number one thing you can do as a seller in order to get the most amount of money from your house in the quickest amount of time, or in any time for that matter, is hire a professional real estate agent. Start there. Get a referral from someone. If you don't know somebody that can refer you, reach out to me directly. I'm happy to refer you. As I've mentioned before, I network with real estate agents all over the country. I'm happy to put you in touch with a great agent that runs a business like I do and can ultimately, guide you in the right direction and help you achieve your goals. So, and then if you're local, I would love the opportunity to speak to you in more detail. If you're considering selling your house, I'm here to help. Use me as a resource. Even if you don't go with me, use me as a resource, bounce ideas off of me. I'd love to talk to you. And if you like watching these videos, comment below, like the video. It helps me understand what people are watching and, and the content that people are interested in. So as always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.